Life Adventure News.
Overnight, Beijing retaliating as expected against the U.S., ordering to close its consulate in China. The move coming just hours before the Chinese government is set to be evicted from their consulate in Houston. Intel sources telling Fox News that China officials based in the Houston consulate were targeting U.S. energy firms and also perhaps fomenting some of the unrest through social media in U.S. cities. Let's bring in Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired four-star General Jack Keane. General, the significance of this closure, and should we be wondering or worried about the fact they haven't left yet? And we gave them 72 hours, and they're still there.
Well, they wanted to make certain they shut down. They have shut down. When they leave, they will leave, definitely. China will abide by that. I don't think we need to be concerned about it. The fact that they're retaliating by closing one of our consulates down tells you it's reciprocal. Listen, this has been coming for some time. The espionage operation inside the United States is significant, it's prolific, it's very comprehensive. The FBI director said about 10 days ago he's got about 5,000 counterintelligence operations that he's conducting, and over half of them are Chinese, and he gets a new Chinese target every 10 hours in this country. That is absolutely extraordinary. And one of the hubs for doing that, as you pointed out in the introduction, is the Houston area because of energy firms and medical research firms as well. It is a spying platform, as are all the other consulates as well. This is trying to get China's attention that we're not going to sit on our hands any longer. We're going to push back.
Why don't you think they're just going to say, I'm going to wait this administration out? I think they're going to, I'll see who wins before I do anything.
Well, I think our adversaries are doing that. Iran's doing that. North Korea, that's why there's no negotiations. The Iranians are unwilling to negotiate with President Trump to see if there's going to be another president. So, yeah, that's happening. But at the same time, China is taking advantage of U.S. interests and those of our allies. And given what has happened recently, with their spreading the epidemic into a pandemic and crushing the autonomy of Hong Kong, every country in the world, particularly those in the region, but across the planet, are reassessing their relationship with China. And what I see happening here, the administration has got a whole-of-government comprehensive approach to build a broad coalition with our partners and allies to stitch together a grand strategy to deal with China throughout the rest of the 21st century. We cannot keep going along the way we have been, which is appeasement, looking at them as a competitor only or an opponent and not recognizing that they really are an adversary. They really are a predator. They really do want to replace the United States as a global power in the world, and they truly want to dominate and control the Asia-Pacific region.
Right.
And those are their objectives. They're in writing, and President Xi talks about it all the time.
Right.
Now we've got to use our allies to confront it.
For the record, there's a new outbreak in the far west in China. We never get the details of it, but they're not out of the woods in the virus that they started. And you look at Huawei, no longer in the UK. You look at I think France is revisiting whether they're going to walk away from Huawei or not. When you see that Australia has reconfigured their entire military strategy against a China threat, you wonder if this is indeed a unique window for Americans to come together. Would you call for a group meeting and a joint statement? Would that really get China's attention?
Well, I think we already have China's attention. I mean, there is bipartisan support in the Congress for all the sanctions that have been imposed against China's banks and China's officials, which is unheard of in the sanction business against another country, the degree that we're doing that. So, yes, China is very much aware, given their presence in this country, of what is taking place in the body politic with the United States, and very much aware that Japan has got a defense buildup going on, that Taiwan does, that Australia, as you mentioned, that Vietnam is reaching out to the United States to partner with them. Yes, there is a shift that's taking place, which is good news. Countries are recognizing we no longer can sit on our hands and deal with this because China's got a very ambitious, aggressive, and malign strategy to dominate and control. We've never had a leader like President Xi since Mao Zedong, and he's put his ambitions on a fast track. And we've got to be able to stand up to it.
And, General, first they poisoned the world. Now they're trying to take advantage of it. And I hope we stand up to it and unite the world with us. The U.S. Space Force general revealed that the Russian satellite fired a missile into space last week. What's your reaction to that?
Well, this is a path that the world is heading towards, and it's an unfortunate one. But, you know, space is going to be weaponized. And what we're really talking about here is that everybody has an anti-satellite strategy. Why? Because satellites control intelligence, they control communications, navigation, and all of our weapons telemetry is guided by satellite technology. So how you take out a satellite is with a rocket, with a missile, with lasers, or with another satellite. That's what this is about. And that's why this is so threatening to everyone. To have that kind of technology is truly weaponizing space, where satellites are firing weapons at other satellites to destroy them. It's inevitable that technology would move in this direction. The only way to deal with something like this, we know how to do that, is you have to have effective deterrence. You have to have effective capabilities to stop that from happening.
General, it's always great to talk to you, especially at a time with such consequential things happening between two world superpowers. You have it all in perspective. General Jack Keane, thanks so much. And your Yankees won. So you had a great segment, and the Yankees won. What's better than that?
Yeah. Welcome back, baseball.
Yep.
And good luck to everybody's team.
Yeah, Yankees 3-1 favorites go to the World Series. Thanks, General.